okayfm 101.7.
Honorable Dr. Clement Apaak, MD for Busa South, former lecturer, University of Ghana, Legon, former presidential staffer, Yanina in Trade Common. Now, where do you buy any Busa way? Honorable, me watch channel pay.
Wow, I just so. Me chia free takwadi. Yamiadum, Yahoya.
Abakwadie.
Oh, Boko, a public accounts committee. Zonal settings, Yoguso, zone 1, northern sector, in a middle belt, zone 2. If you have to takwadi, zone 3, western region, central region, and western north.
Okay. Na sa zonal settings, ya na efade be ho poti. Say na musi ya no, de na ya na mo hwe animu.
Sir, as per the constitution, no, CBS finance minister, parliament, the president, the budget, na you two one. Sika wa ya Emma government agencies and institutions for them to use to undertake certain programs, policies, and their account. At the end of every year, 31st December of every year, no, I was an auditor general, but to me, the audit of the previous year, or the Brian. And what we are looking at is the common fund and financial statements of municipal district assemblies for the year ending December 31st, 2017. And then we are also looking at pre-tertiary institutions, secondary schools, any colleges of education, and then technical university for the same period.
Oh, I see. Now, problem I am for one say, Mubakwe revelations are made over there over financial improprieties near the idea. But Ubaya no any pakono, when you comedy, or fun wadi, Yanyana hey. Upon recommendations, be kwa mobayano, the assessor will meet you for punishment or whatever.
It's our constitution now. Constitution no NSCS there should be a public accounts committee, and the way it has been structured, no, the public accounts committee is a committee of parliament, a committee of the speaker. It is the auditor general no even Juma or the breast speaker. No speaker I refer reports no I'm a committee no. In the year no you draw report. Now you send your court parliament. You the qua the back plenary. Now you do you debate. Now further recommendations now you know. You bet me get and answer you go. But you will say recommendations now. Now I was a speaker no and I was two and among say if Wobeka said recommendations now, it should be given effect. And as for obey me as I take an ad hoc committee of parliament to superintend over the recommendations made and adopted by the plenary from the public accounts committee report. No. But Kwame, MSA Ghana for they have every right because the Usha at the Sika it to me could be among some. And as a Sika, I was a BA to my young fine. Not also 2020 audit report said 12 billion Ghana cedis. I cover baby, I let me Tiasiano. Because I came in a Juma, I was a dear. Megidisa and Kayahano. Udwana to be true. Some of us are of the opinion that whilst we are very we have every assurance. Said the new speaker, he said the Honorable ASK Bagwin himself was a former chair of the Public Accounts Committee, and he himself in the past has expressed concern about how the reports of that committee have not been given effect. And also given that he is from the other side of the political divide, you will give Ghanaians are going to see a change in as far as the reports of the Public Accounts Committee are concerned. But ultimately, we have to look at best practices in other parts of Africa. So, Oko Uganda, now Oko Rwanda, Omo constitution, no, I'm a public accounts committee, no, to me, Mr. Omo Kotanafia, they have a police unit that is for them. There's a little bit of so, who now we are DC, and I say, who now we are minister, and I who now we are a head of agency. The amount of 12 million Ghana cedis. Friday, say. I buy your audit. The people say, why your procurement? Yeah, we are so soft. Now procurement now, yeah, no, a moon of fine. Company now, we no, not on computer experience, no. We are no sign. So when me and Yanwa or other police upon no more normal kutum. But we don't have that. In the public accounts committee, no, and the structures that we currently have, which is constraining the ability of the public accounts committee to initiate instant action to hold those who have misused, misapplied, misappropriated, and even embezzled public resources accountable. But say them accountable. The Honorable Speaker, ASK Bagwen, Right Honorable Speaker, giving his own experience and seeing how the debate went when we presented our reports before we rose, both the majority, the NDC and MPP side, our leadership agreed that it is about time that we looked at setting up ad hoc committees to give effect to the report of the Public Accounts Committee. But what I want to add is sitting here usually the clerk of the committee will drop to the heads of the institutions that are supposed to appear to answer to queries as captured in the Auditor General's report. Well, believe me, before they come, most of the monies that they couldn't account for, and the auditors know, they have to a report. Before they come, they have paid all those money. What we have decided to do is we are going to start compiling the amount of money that have been paid back to government chest as a result of the letters and the sittings of the Public Accounts Committee. The 2017 they do over there 15,000, 20,000, 50,000 that cannot be accounted for. Answer on the committee, no. Kwame no ma ko fia no me the receipt number. The me the receipt number no receipt no May, June, and August 2021. Abra nka ya from say omomba before the committee ya. Sasika no nka be free mine. So in a modest way, the work of the Public Accounts Committee is yielding dividend, but we need to make sure that we can exact the maximum punishment to bring into account those who have the tendencies to misuse, misappropriate, and embezzle public resources. And what makes it very painful, and whether the Puswa and America, who is persons with disabilities, TWD, the assembly there will be an allocation of the common fund to support persons with disability. In all that I am seeing as we are sitting over the years, these assemblies have been misapplying and even misusing and embezzling. Is it right? Right. That is one area that I am hoping to raise some advocacy about and to call for sanctions. Because why is it that the state makes provision for persons with disability? Now, coordinating director, any chief executive. Now, why am I going to say you use that money to host an executive meeting when the persons with disabilities in our society who are already less fortunate, who cannot even, sustain themselves from day to day. Nobody and you are using the money that should be given to them to organize assembly meetings and even to give soft loans to each other in the assembly. Is it right? And yet we think that the only way we can get close to God is by building a national cathedral. when we are leaving the persons with disabilities, when we should be supporting them. Where the casa.
Na mamemra enkomo ba koso na de adaje ni puso. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Do or die comments. Ah, kan ye no. Won sema koye deja. Na no pay kura no de ye ne chama wuntumi adi nkomo wa ukrom ni. Ja chi ni ba. Na ba ko waka wo mu ni se. NDC for. Obabbo modni so sponsor. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. They say omuso oniska. Na wade na ba. Na candidate BMP bibedi yino no. Oma hwe no. A beating votes bebre. And kasa na okan ye no so no a threat of your English language na or no Prempeh College. It's not any mean school be a Prempeh College. And okoye so no na to the extent say tomfulary no mu nyina kra bebem. Enti eno ye 1 point. Npesa wutie ade yi so ba ko a eno so no privately mini di nkomo okan ye na afi ye nto nkomo no so.
To be tomfulary. But me, by that of they will cut on me.
You know,
Sir.
Some make can say, me say, oh no. Listen, me go school Prempeh College.
Kwa wure bisa question no na ne no form.
Mate, me pese me bo e de akere wo kakra. Na mbom de all can say one. He says as John Dramani Mahama oni sika odebe campaign 2024. Obe sponsor no. Obe sponsor no what na ba na won biti no. De tozo mienu Southwest no kan ye no. Mo ba fast asema wo kan say eye something of tomfulary. Na two as a senka positive akwachi da because I threat statement. Wo so watch radio Legon. Sakasa no oti ase say.
Kwa
the contest.
Oh, say we the kaka say mikrom ni Priscilla Jachi na binyini ye. Because Jachi ele ona be free and be safo Jachi Anglican.
Why?
Be no kase no kwa na Minister for Education do the duchum. Sata no e wo pass or when you say kakra. But ni ya no me ko Jachi a the level for and kwara me no munyi nyina omo. But what to be the Megiddi said when you say no.
Oh yes, I
Dr. Duchumo say you say no tea. I will say na me young bon crew jacho na neni nyenfi. Megiddi said that to be young na ko show jachia. You better sina nyina ye bisa baby a obi free. Oh me what to be the nka eni se Megiddi no. Say the ono ye party chairman. Me menya party chairman. But when you be say ya sama efa mampeni dada John Dramani Mahama hu ide Megiddi say me so metimi akire ma adwen kaka kwame do or die no e dia wuntumi ene entiase but Megiddi say ono a wuntumi no wo school so ko Prempeh Megiddi say oboabo no ho akoto on sohwe a one also akase sans of we pass paper we there me ko three do or die na Megiddi to akasa no obi enwu ye
say ukotro exam now kasa exam ya me kotro de do or die either I write it and pass well or I fail.
Very good. Sanete ana enya ena yati do or die. And I say, you be yet to me, use to do or die. Sir, we can know I say, animal rights activists be other can send, say, Yanoma, area punch coco, and the kaka home, or Obama at the banner. Somebody to me Facebook page. Sir, over the weekend, you know, it is a matter of do or die for me to get the delicious delicacy. What that means, he said, I was prepared to put in the maximum effort to make sure that I was able to secure my punch cocoa. That was something that I said. That didn't mean that I was going to kill anybody. And because I made it a do or die matter, I was able to secure my delicious delicacy. So know, when John Mahama was speaking, no, so what your context now? Well, give you background. I don't can say, yeah, and PCC. Yes, and person be a bit.
Are you honorable Walker upon Chico Quasimi? Okay, so maybe Mini Antonia Bay Fakabo, former MP for Laura. I just think, come on, I say, what's it say? MP grab up Bemua, then time now or more. One Bama is on Bayer, dog meat factory.
Okay, that's why no cry. I'm a waffle. Wouldn't send him a for Busa.
Wow.
Cabo Mammy of free Viaga, and we are super as Panchuko, Viaga, mother. Yeah, and Pessomo of Busa or Honor headquarters. Oh, and more who do you bet me up and get you cry the Asano Waka.
And I wouldn't say, so Baby said Bolaga market crown. Upon Chico, Crama, Nibbo, Ding sing upon Chinankasa.
I said, delicate, no, and yeah, that for more. Now, and cry, Mitchell basis, that's all called Sunday. So, who can who do a pack of what?
Gaba,
yes, you.
Gaba,
yeah, friendly abro.
Yes,
yes. But in that case, me, you know what I say, Cabo, I know I'm a fine. Now, what can say me and the MPP about power? Young boy factory after the Chicago, you know. I'm a cry by attacking in cry. Me the man to move for no betum there and protecting Cabo the thing. I would hear one sorry, you know.
Cabo, sorry, you know.
If you own up because he set up and a bum while you're not behind.
Mammy,
in any case, let's go back to the issue of do or die.
Okay.
And you know, if you look at the explanation given, no, John Dramani Mahama gave a context. And he made the point, say, it is now clear, as we have already known, that elections are won at the polling station. Yeah, no, yes, it's but yes, more being CCN. And in 2024, no, we will be expecting, say, our representatives at every polling station, no, will do whatever is required, is lawful, and is necessary to ensure that the poll, the counting, the collation, including the securing of pin sheet, being in our echo taught, and that it is going to be do or die. I don't see why people have an issue with something that we already know. The explanation is already well defined in the dictionary. It is not a new word, and the context was very clear. Kwame, look, let me give you an example of do or die. If not because of the spirit of do or die, on the dawn of the 7th of January 2021, the Right Honorable Speaker, Alban Sumana Bagben, would not be the Speaker of Parliament today. It was very clear that there were schemes and plots in place to ensure that the preferred candidate of the ruling party, the Right Honorable Mike Okwe, won the day. So we put in place measures. But even those measures that we put in place, were not sufficient. So even on the floor of Parliament, we saw how the MPP side decided to breach and violate the rules of engagement as defined by the Constitution. And cry, Parliament, standing orders, that the election of the Speaker must be by secret ballot. They violated that several times, and we had to resist. That was why the voting was cancelled and restarted at least about 3 times. After all of that, they brought in the military to come and intimidate us. The military moved in and they were coming towards us. We stood up and we met them in the middle of the chamber, and we were chanting. We chanted and chanted and chanted and resisted. Eventually, they had to leave. We went back to our seats. We voted. Bagwin won. Even in spite of that, Carlos Ahinkra ate some of the ballot papers. But because we were determined that we would ensure and insist that the right thing is done, come rain or shine, today we have a speaker who truly deserves to be a speaker. And when John Mahama speaks about do or die, it is not about somebody being at the polling station to commit a murder or kill somebody. It is about us being vigilant, insisting and ensuring and doing everything possible lawfully to ensure that Abano say the amount for ACA AC2. And if you don't believe me, Ghana will pull on this do or die and your mama's explanation. Well, look at the percentage. Ghanaians understand and accept. The rank and file of NDC has responded that indeed we are going to go to 2024 with the do or die mentality. We will not cheat. We won't expect anyone to cheat us, and we would insist that the right thing is done. If the right thing is done and we lose, well and good. But we know if the right thing is done, we will win. Let me tell you, media, sir, or best sponsor, Mama. I know I asked them. The question says, Obi Biara or NDC, any MPP. What is your mama Diana hope? Because they know that at present, if there is anyone capable of beating them in 2024, regardless of which candidate they bring, or a measure of candidates, is John Dramani Mahama. Kwame, look, I am one of those who continues to believe that your mama did not lose the 2020 election. He didn't even lose in 2020. Obviously, he is going to win in 2024. It's that simple. And this reverse psychology.
Hey, but you see, Ekobia sorry. One more Ashanti Regina or NDC Kunima. Almost one more penny. He says, John Dramani Mahama. What is happening now? Who is their leader? Now, whom to Minana or Shasia? How? Now, look, you see, we know the game that they are playing, and we are not going to fall for their games. They are morbidly fearful of a John Dramani Mahama comeback. You are going to sponsor him. Better than John Dramani Mahama catch us on your sponsorship. So Susukwana they are supporting John Mama and I say whoever is going to become the NEC's flag bearer. We don't need any galamsey dirty money from Wuntumi and his like. To keep their ill-gotten money. We are waiting to come to power and to investigate them and hold them accountable for how they were able to become so filthy rich in such a short time. The day of reckoning is coming. They are going to sponsor John Dramani. We don't need their money. They should keep it. And that fictitious group that they are formed, claiming to be NDC youth in Ashanti, we know the meetings that they have been holding. We know the 60,000 that they were given recently to undertake these operations. Look, Ghana, there are no secrets. The real Ashanti NDC youth, they have issued a statement. Today, John Dramani Mahama is in the Ashanti region. Go and see what is going on. It is all because they are afraid of him. And whether they like it or yes, send this before say there is nothing that they can do. They can merge their potential aspirants into one. 2024. The win is going to be massive. Not only are we going to get a clear majority in parliament through activating the spirit of do or die, but we are going to win the presidency by a wide margin. I see. Ono medase anope.
OKFM 101.7.